It's a heartbreaking case that highlighted the need for better border security measures. 25-year-old Spencer Golvach was shot and killed by an illegal immigrant. There's his picture. While he was in his car, stopped at a traffic light back in 2015. The gunman was a known gang member and had already been deported 4 times. There is his picture. So how does the victim's family feel about President Trump cracking down on immigration in sanctuary cities? Julie Golvach is Spencer's mother. Also joining her is Maria Espinoza. She is the national director of the Remembrance Project, which advocates for families whose loved ones are killed by illegal immigrants. And you were responsible for the angel moms that were on stage with Donald Trump at many of his rallies. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Julie, I'll start with you. Tell me about Spencer.
So Spencer was my only son, my only child. Very intelligent, bright, humorous. He had lots of friends, and all of his friends said that if there was one connection point that brought them all together, that was Spencer. He was very kind-hearted. He had friends that were in their 70s, that he had students. He owned his own business. He was had a guitar shop, and he had students that he taught, and they loved him and thought the world of him. And
for 25 years, you nurtured him.
Yep,
you cared for him.
Absolutely.
You prayed for him every single day, I'm sure, as most mothers do.
Before
what happened?
Well, before he was born, I wrote in his baby book, and I told him this every day of his life was, did I ever tell you that out of all the children in the world, you're the one I would have picked? And I felt that way before he was born and through his whole life. And the last time I was able to tell him, I would change it for his birth year, and the last time I was able to tell him, did I ever tell you out of all the 25-year-olds in the world, that was the last year I was able to tell him that.
Sweet. I'll start saying that to my little one. So what happened?
He had went and watched a movie at his stepbrother's house with his girlfriend, and after midnight, it was her birthday, and they stopped and got some cookies. He dropped her off at home. He told her, happy birthday, I love you, see you tomorrow. And went about 10 minutes down the road, was sitting at a left turn light, and an illegal alien was on a shooting spree, and my son was the second of 4 that were shot that night. And he shot through the passenger window, shot my son through the ear and into his brain, and my son died alone in the truck here in Houston, Texas.
Wow. And he was killed by an officer?
He was. Yes. After his 4th shooting, a sheriff's deputy pursued him. He shot at the officer there, and the officer killed him.
Wow. Well, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
So tell me how the project is making a difference for this country.
Well, Nancy, we are bringing attention to the most ignored of Americans here in our own country. And my husband, Tim Ling, and I started the Remembrance Project in 2009 because of a Houston police officer's shooting of Henry Canales. And in that report, they talked about another shooting death of Officer Rodney Johnson, whose widow had filed a lawsuit against the city with regard to sanctuary city policies. And that's where we first learned of these dangerous safe havens for illegal aliens. And that was why the Remembrance Project was born.
So you're both in favor of building the wall?
Absolutely.
And the travel ban or travel pause?
Yes. Against the countries from terrorists. Absolutely, we are. Anything to protect our families.
Thank you for sharing your stories with us
Thank you
today.
so much for having me here. I appreciate it.